Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. So with that aside, I wanted to talk to you all today about the challenges that you all have coming up in reference to persevering during the pandemic, or as I call it, college conquering during the COVID crisis. You all are about to embark on a new form of learning and a new normal of how things are going to operate in the university system. So I wanted to give you all some pointers about some things that you're going to have to do for yourself and by yourself sometimes to kind of get the best out of your college experience. Now, you all are going to have tons and tons of orientations that will tell you about getting tutoring and where to go for services and things like that, and make sure you study and work hard and things like that. This is a different type of message. This message is more about who we are as people and who you are as an individual, and some things that you can do outside of just the normal study hard, go to your teachers, things like that. So I try to wrap this up in a reference called the Beehive. And I don't mean like that group that follows Beyonce on Instagram. I mean the form of be, the form of I am, be, I am. I need you to be some things for me. So I'm going to give you 7 B's, 7 things to be as you go into this semester, as well as you go into the school year. So the first B is be thankful. You all are in a position that you can carry on or begin a tradition and a legacy of academic and educational excellence at the University of Illinois at Chicago, and I don't want you to take that lightly. Somebody prayed for you to be here. Somebody slaved for you to be here. Somebody did some great things and had some long nights and painful toil for you to be here. So I need you to be thankful to them and what they've sacrificed, your parents, loved ones, friends, and family. Be thankful to them. Be thankful to the staff, AAAN, for putting on this welcoming program to give you a sense of family first. You now have a family at the University of Illinois at Chicago, and I'm thankful to them for allowing me to be a part of that. Next, I need you to be word-driven. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a firm believer that words are spirits wrapped in sound. And when you release a word out of your mouth, it's going to have an effect on what happens in your life. So when you say, my kids are bad, they'll be worse. When you say, this song makes me sick, you'll forever live in the bed of infirmity. When you say, I'm so broke I can't pay attention, that's exactly where you'll stay, broke. You have to speak what you want out of life as well as this university. Straight A students don't talk about failing. Healthy students don't talk about how sick they are. Students on scholarship don't talk about losing that scholarship. You've got to speak what you want out of this university. You got to speak what you want out of yourself. So I encourage you and I implore you and I challenge you every day to give yourself some positive affirmations. You may not get it from people on this campus. You'll get it from AAAN and a few other offices, but people at UIC aren't paid to praise you. So you got to praise yourself and you got to encourage yourself every single day. So you need to be word driven. You need to wake up every morning saying, I'm going to crush this place. And I don't mean crush it in a devastating way. I mean, you're going to take over and do some things and leave your handprint on this place. So when you leave, they can say, Mark Anthony is a UIC alum. We're proud of him. Deidre Milan is a UIC alum and we're proud of her. See, these are the types of things I want to be said by you, but you have to say them about yourself first. So I need you to be word driven. Next, I need you to be responsible, ladies and gentlemen. I need you to be responsible, as we say in AAA, and be grown. You want to call yourself grown, it's time to act like it. College is what we call a GUP. It's a grown-up place for grown-up people who do grown-up things. And you will have to play your part in demonstrating how grown you are. Now, I don't mean grown in terms of buying homes and getting married and stuff like that, but there's an adult activity. There's an adult-like participation that takes place on this campus, and behaving like you did 2-3 years ago in high school won't cut it here. Basically, college is not your mama. College will not wake you up and say, baby, get to class. College will not hug you when you come home from a hard day. College will not listen to your tweets. College does not care about your feelings, your breakups, your injuries, your bad days, what happened with your sister. It's called the academy, and the academy doesn't care. And I'm not saying that to put a bad name on the university. This is college and grown folk life throughout your life. The academy doesn't care. The academy doesn't care that you broke up with your boyfriend. Did you do your test? The academy doesn't care that you had to go help your cousin bail your cousin out of a jam yesterday. Did you finish the exam? Did you finish your homework? University of Illinois at Chicago and all universities only care about one thing, and that's, can you produce? Can you produce and prove that you're worth being here? You signed a petition and filled out an application, and some of y'all paid a lot of money to come up in this place and prove that you belong here. Now's the time to do it. Now's the time to not waste your time or waste your money. So you have to be responsible. College will not remind you of your responsibilities. They will punish you for ignoring them. Let me say that again. College will not remind you of your experiences, but it will punish you for ignoring them, which means you have to stay on top of your responsibilities. Not knowing is not an excuse. Not knowing is not an excuse. I want you to also understand and be responsible in knowing that there are two types of pain. Two types of pain, ladies and gentlemen. That's the pain of discipline and the pain of the pain of discipline means that you give up a whole lot of fun and sexy and crazy and wonderful things to buckle down and get your work done at this university. There's some things you're going to miss. There's going to be some litty moments that you are not going to be a part of. There are going to be some things you have to turn your back on. Why? Because you have to study, you have to buckle down, you have to fill out an application, you have to do a workshop, you have to do some type of extracurricular activity or anything. And you're going to go without and you're going to do without. And then see, that's the discipline of pain. Okay, you're going to go without eating a certain meal, or you're going to go out without sleeping 8 hours a day. You're going to go out with something. You're going to go through your experience without doing something or having something that's really, really attractive and lovely to have. And that's the discipline of pain. But the discipline of pain is much better than what we call the discipline of regret. So many of you will have classmates that you graduated with from high school that will see your life in 4 years, and they will say, why didn't I follow Deidre? Why didn't I follow Mark Anthony? Why didn't I do what these other classmates of mine did? They're going to do the things. They're going to hang out. They're going to do whatever they want and have fun, make bad decisions and all those different types of things. And they're going to look up in a couple of years and they're going to say, you know what? I regret not doing that. I regret listening to him. I regret letting her bring me down this path. I regret hanging out with those friends. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the pain of regret. So I'm trying to warn you now, the pain that you're going to feel as you go through college, let it be the pain of discipline, because the pain of discipline has a payoff. But the pain of regret never pays off. It pays you only one thing, regret. And you're going to be around a lot of people that are going to regret what they did when they see how you turned out in terms of what you gave up in your discipline. So be responsible. Next, I want you to be aware of two things, anchors and airplanes. An anchor is something that holds you down and won't let the boat set sail and take off. The airplane is something that is a machine vehicle used to take you and lift you and take you to your final destination. Now, why am I mentioning anchors and airplanes during an academic presentation? Well, the key is, the reason being, those are the two types of people in your life right now. You are surrounded by anchors and airplanes. You have people in your life right now that are holding you down, and you got some people in your life right now that are pushing you forward. And the key is you got to decide which ones have more merit and more power in your life. The sad part about it is most of the anchors in the lives of the people closest to us. Some of y'all dating anchors. Some of y'all got anchors in your family. Some of y'all gonna have classes with anchors. There are anchors in your neighborhood. There are anchors living on your block. How are you going to navigate and get your way through and around those anchors to get to where you need to be successful at this university? You're going to have anchors that are professors. How do you get around that? You got to surround yourself with airplanes. Who are airplanes? AAAN. They 3 airplanes. Airplane, AAAN. It stands for 3 modes of communication and vehicle transportation to get you to your highest level. Airplanes. That's what I need you to understand. Anchors and airplanes. Next, I need you to be strategic. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to get help before you need it. Don't look for help when you need it. Get it before you need it. It's better to have help and not need it than to need help and not have it. And so many times, the typical #1 statement of all freshmen or most freshmen who come in is a 2-word sentence. I'm straight. I'm good. No, you're not. You're not straight. You crooked. You're not good. You bad. Why? Because you're suffering in silence. See, you think that admitting that you need help is showing you a sign of weakness, and actually doing the opposite is being weak. See, weak people sit there and suffer in silence. That's the strong people to say, you know, Mr. Fields, I need help. I'm failing this class and the drop date is coming up. See, the weak people will sit back and say, I'm straight to appear cool. And trust me, cool ain't where you want to be on this campus. Cool folks don't advance on this campus. They struggle and they drop out. You want to be focused. You want to be callous. You want to be cold and calculated. And I don't mean in a bad way, but you want to be like a machine. You want to be able to operate and produce, because that's all the university cares about. Can you produce? So what I'm saying is the tutoring advising. Some of y'all gonna need counseling. Ain't nothing wrong with getting counseling. There's nothing wrong with telling somebody, let me tell you what the stuff I gotta unload to get me through this day. And to sit on that and have that hanging over your shoulder is going to impede your progress at this university. You need to get some tutoring. You need to get help with your writing. You need to get help with public speaking. You need to have somebody just listen to you about your relationship problems. You better find somewhere to do that. And there are tons of places you can do that at this university, but they don't become effective unless you take the initiative to say, I need help. Okay? If you want to lose weight, you don't hang out at McDonald's. If you want to make money, you don't hang out at the welfare office. What you need to do is put yourself around places and people that are going to get you to the goals that you need. So what I'm saying is you're going to need some type of assistance here. Don't be so proud that you turn down the very services that are here to help you. Next, I need you to be clear. There's something called the NFL. Something I call the NFL, and it doesn't stand for National Football League. It stands for Never Forget Lessons. Ladies and gentlemen, you are going to learn lessons that are going to help you get through life here at UIC and going to help you reach your goals. But the thing is that these lessons you're going to learn will not have to be learned by your own experience. People tell you all the time, experience is the best teacher. No, it's not. That's a lie. Experience is not the best teacher in most cases. You know what the best experience is? The best teacher is someone else's experience. Look at the people around you who are suffering. Look at the kids around you that are starving. Look at the kids around you that are failing and people around you who are not living their best life, and find out what they did or didn't do, and you do the opposite. See, I don't have to touch I don't have to touch the stove to know that it's hot. All I got to all I have to do is look at the hands of the man who touched it before me, because his hands are burned and bandaged. See, when I see burned, bandaged hands from touching the stove, that lets me know don't touch the stove. But I don't have to go over there and touch it myself to say, ooh, you're right. I see why your hands are burned. No. Look at the people that are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Look at the people who are not having the best experience and find out what they did wrong, and you do the opposite. Find out, and by the same token, find out the people who are doing well, find out what they did right, and you follow that. NFL means never forget lessons. You don't have to fall before you learn. You don't have to burn and learn. You can learn without losing. You can win without whining. What I'm saying is I want you to get to a point where you're actually watching people around you and learning from their mistakes. And that helps you get to a higher level of performance because you know what not to do, or you know what to do without going through the fire yourself. So understand that. Never forget lessons. And those lessons won't necessarily have to come from your own painful experiences. Okay. And the last thing I'm going to wrap up with is what I call be developed. And when I say be developed, I mean the letter D. Focus on the letter D. That letter D stands for three things. It stands for decisions, direction, and destiny. Ladies and gentlemen, you all are on a path to destiny. There's a destiny set for you at this university and beyond. But what's going to happen is that destiny is going to be affected by two things: the direction and your decisions. Stephen Covey made a statement that says, I am not a product of my environment. I am a product of my decisions. What that means is who and what I am and where I am now is a product of the things I decided to do with my life. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be put in some situations where you have to make wise decisions. And when you don't, you will see the pain of not following the wise decisions, because when you don't make wise decisions, it affects your direction. And the way your direction is leading is towards your destiny. So some people have a messed up destiny because their direction was thrown off by the bad decisions they made. Are you going to make mistakes? Absolutely. Of course you're going to make mistakes. But what I'm saying is you don't want to have a habit of making bad mistakes and then saying, oh, I had to learn the hard way. No, you didn't. You didn't have to learn the hard way, but you did learn. And sometimes your destiny won't be where it needs to be if you don't make the right decision. So as you are coming into this university and you got to get used to the way things are formed and the way things operate here, I want you to understand that you have to make the right decisions. Talk to the right people, look at the right things, examine things closely, and make the right decisions. Because at this university, the decisions you make will affect the direction of your path, and that direction is going to lead you to your destiny, whether you graduating or whether you dropping out, whether you taking some time off or whether you graduate a year early. Everything you get and don't get at this university mostly will be decided by the decisions that you make and the directions that those decisions lead you. So I want you to be clear with that 3D approach. Decisions direct destiny. What you decide is where you're going to go, and where you're going to go is where you're going to wind up. And right now, there are too many people upset and mad and unhappy with their lives because they realize that their destiny was affected by a whole lot of bad decisions that they made. We don't want that for you here. At UIC, we want to help you get clear of those hurdles and help you to avoid those bad decisions that could affect your path and destiny.